But yeah, how's your week been?
Oh, I had an exam yesterday.
Mm.
Um, I I stayed up to like 3, 4 in the morning studying just to be confused on the first page and be like, I can't remember like. I remember seeing the diagram and exactly everything it was about, and then
Mm.
I was like, thoughts, thoughts, thoughts. Like, why am I like not remembering this right now?
I
So it backfired.
Yeah. Well, like for me, like I can only either like if I'm cramming, it has to literally be like I'm cramming up until the very last moment, like I cannot go to sleep, or like I cram the day before, or like a
The,
couple days before, or
uh,
whatever, and like let it just like marinate in my brain and like kind of like look at it a
That's what I
little
did for
bit.
my genetics. The thing
Yeah.
is, I had one on Friday and one on Monday,
Mm.
so I studied perfectly for the genetics. That I finished like 10 minutes early,
Mm.
but then like I was like cell bio. I was like no. So yeah, took an L.
I mean, did you get the grade already, or?
No, I just know I did bad.
I see. I see.
It's
It's
fine.
okay. It's all right.
Wait, I've been doing like terrible in that class, so
Mm.
it's like to the point where I'm like, I'm not even like, is it even?
Fair
I had to
enough.
pass fail the class.
Oh,
Yeah, like I'm gonna pass, but I'm like giving up at this point.
that's okay. That's what pass fails when it doesn't go towards your GPA, right? That's the
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
you just like pass it. You get like credit for graduation,
yeah, but just
but
no,
not.
no
Yeah.
boosts or not for the GPA. You know what? That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah, but like I really did want to like get at least like a B in this class.
Mm,
I remember
yes.
I was like, I'm gonna get an A, and then first exam, and then I was like, I'm gonna get a B,
You're like
and then like the second exam, and I was like, you know what, maybe a C.
maybe C plus. Oh wait, you don't do a
We
plus
just
and
have
minus.
ABC.
Yeah,
This isn't working again.
you gotta turn it off and back on again or whatever.
My goodness.
But yeah, tomorrow. I forget if I told you last week that I like was talking with like a job place, and they're
Oh, the
like
sketchy one?
they're the sketchy one, and I was supposed to go Friday, but they were like, hey, like something came up, do you mind coming in Wednesday? And I was like, sure. But like when we were talking, it seemed like an interview, and then like the last like couple like replies that I got were like, hey, we just want to have you in for like a trial run for like a few hours, we'll pay you, but are you fine with
Mm-hmm.
that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know what my role is. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So either I'm gonna be so unprepared that it's just gonna go terrible, or it's just like a complete like catfish. Like,
So that's Wednesday.
yeah, tomorrow. Even the other thing is like weird. Like, it's inside.
It's cozy in here.
I
It's
don't know about
warm.
cozy, but
Oh shit, it's hot in this house.
like it's literally above. Like I was like, hey, where's the building? Because like they were confirming everything, but they never told me where the place
Building.
was, and I was like, because it's a startup that was made by CMU people, like
Mm-hmm.
PhDs and whoever just graduated from there. And I was
Interesting.
like, oh, maybe they're just having it at like CMU campus or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I was like, hey, where's your guys' office? And they're like, oh, we're right above the Whole Foods. And I was like,
Oh,
and I was like,
that's funny.
and I was
That's
like, then
funny.
I was like, am I getting pranked? Like, is someone pranking me?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like,
It's your old Whole Foods.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um.
I was like, am I just gonna like walk in there? I'm gonna see all my Whole Food bosses, and they're gonna be like, hey, we just catfished you just because you left us like that. That's fucked
Wait,
up.
wouldn't that be funny that you have to work like?
I'd be like, God damn it. The one time I thought I got a job. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I like spent so much like I would literally look at the person's like the name of the person that was recruiting or whatever. And it wasn't even like an HR person. It was like chief of blah blah company. And like I'm looking through like LinkedIn.
Oh, scared me.
I'm looking through like LinkedIn. I'm looking at their website, and like I cannot find like his name. Like I also don't have like premium LinkedIn or whatever, so I can't do like if they have it blocked, you can't look at
You
their
can't what?
like one of the people was like if you don't have premium LinkedIn, you can't look at their account type of thing.
Oh,
So like
really?
half of the people on the LinkedIn, like I wasn't able to like.
Oh,
look
wait,
at
that's
their-
crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm looking at like the last name. The last name looks Asian. I'm like, all right, there's like 5 Asian people in this like picture. I was like, one of them's got to be.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Is that why people get premium?
I think they do it for that, and then also like apparently it's supposed to
No.
like boost. It's supposed to like
So
boost
you
your
hate guac and Mexicans.
whatever. It's supposed to boost like your visibility. That's why people get premium.
Hmm.
But
Wait,
like,
yeah.
I don't really think like.
My friend graduated and she's like, job market is terrible. She graduated in psychology.
Well, yeah, not the best shot at everything, but yeah, I feel the same way. I should have just did straight up comp sci, even though everybody does like comp sci, but like at least I'd be like whatever on the level of where everybody else is.
Yeah.
But that's why this master's is supposed to suffice.
This what?
My master's.
Hmm.
But yeah, so Wednesday I will go there and just
find
see how
out.
it goes. You know what? I want to be optimistic, but I'm so like the opposite. Like I'd rather think of like what could go wrong
Mm-hmm.
because like I don't know. For me, it gives me like peace of mind.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Like, yeah, no, I get it. It's like when you do well on when you take an exam and you thought you did well, but you got a terrible grade versus you know you did bad, so you're just not as disappointed on it because you're like, oh, I knew this was there,
Yeah.
you know.
Like it's like when people like when I have like a conversation, you know, when people are like, "Hey, do you want the good news or the bad news?" Like I'd rather have someone be like, "Hey, yeah, this is fucked up." Like start like just straight up, just tell me the bad news without like giving me the choice. Just be like, "Hey, something fucked up
Mm-hmm.
happened."
Mm-hmm.
Yada yada yada. Then I'm like I already got like that initial like indication that like okay, mentally prepare for this moment instead
Yeah.
of being like, what could the good news be? What could the bad news be? So I think it's good for my mental health that I just stay pessimistic.
I mean, you know, yeah. Those are defense mechanisms.
Yeah. It's defended me quite well.
Hmm?
I said it's defended me quite well. So,
It's
yeah.
been working out so far.
Yeah, it's working out so far.
20 plus years been working for me.
Yeah, 20 plus years. Still going strong. Couple hiccups, couple breakdowns, but you know what? Who doesn't have some of those things? You know,
That's what I'm saying.
it's character development. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I keep seeing like TikToks that it's like people, this dude is like, if you were 20 or 20 something, you haven't gotten your heart broken, go get your heart broken. You need to experience that.
Mm.
I'm like, damn. But it's true though.
That is fair. That is facts. Yeah.
It's
A
like,
heartbreak at like I don't know, 16 or 18.
that'll do it.
Or even 21 versus like I don't know, you're like mid to late 20s. Like I think it's one like a mindset when you're at that age, and then also just like you know you have different priorities at that time. Did you ever confirm if you were going to the hot pot?
Oh, we're supposed to confirm?
Nah, just like, did you ever like?
Oh, I think so. I haven't seen Celine in like a long ass time, so.
I saw her yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I might text her. Free food is free food.
that's fair. That's fair.
And it's not on like, I think it's like on a Thursday or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually don't have class Friday, so
I mean, I have
I'm
8 a.m.s on Friday, but that's like, I think that's the weekend before
Yeah,
seniors break.
Mm.
So like that's technically like my last day
Mm.
because I don't have classes Tuesdays. So like Monday's the last day. I don't have lab Fridays, so like it's a light day. Had it been like a Tuesday, I would be like, I'm cooked
You're like,
for Wednesday, so.
Friday for me is like a recitation, so I'm like, you know what, I'm not, I'm not going.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then if I get this job, I'll be working all my other free days.
Really?
So,
Wait, how's your free time been?
Better. Well, technically, I'm still like all my mornings are still technically like the same, except for like I can actually like stay up later. Like instead of like going to work at 10 or whatever, like I can do work or do something until like 2 or 3 a.m. and go to sleep and do my
Yeah.
other stuff. So it's good.
Grades looking better.
I think honest, even when I was working like both jobs, I still had all like A's.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I have 1B now, but
Mm.
2 A's, 1B, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then depending on how this midterm goes, that'll be the true tell. But honestly, if I get anything above a C midterm, I can 100% ace the final,
Yeah.
or at least like get good grades for the final,
Yeah.
regardless of what that is.
I think it's cold.
There goes the infinite amount of people that we're supposed to be
That
getting.
we're totally coming in.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Everybody's still sad, Everybody's still sad. Everybody's still sad. I was like, the moment I looked at the map for the swing states for the election, I was like, yep, I knew it.
I went to bed and Pennsylvania was blue. But
I
they
never
were at
saw
like
blue.
40 or 50. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed. So I had to do, what did I have to do the next morning? I had to be up at like 8 in the morning. No, 7 in the morning. And we just had a really long day. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed. Because I kept refreshing and checking. And I hadn't slept the night before that. So, the same thing. 2016 all over again. I went to bed. And I was like, no way. And then, yeah.
The moment they shot Donald Trump at whatever rally, that's when I knew he was gonna win.
Really?
I was like, yeah, like that's such like a rally cry for like them to just vote, because like most people don't really react until like you truly like piss them off or like get a reaction, and I'm like, yo, like if there was ever something you were gonna do to like gain a reaction, I was like, that's gotta be it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then the momentum shift was kind of like good when they switched over from Joe to Kamala, but I don't think it was enough.
That's what I was talking to someone about. They were like, as good as it was to like put a black woman forward in the Democratic Party, had it been like a white man, like Democrats would have totally won. And I was like, I think I agree, low key.
Well, causation was like because there was like a black
because also like
Latina lady, like
there's what?
Like a black Latina lady, or in just like a woman in general, like that caused so many like in PA usually Amish people don't vote, but like just because
I think that's also there's a lot of people that did not vote.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
Because they were like, oh, like that administration, like everything in Gaza and everything. So I feel like they low-key did make a wrong move there. But
we're just taking L's left and right, taking L's.
yeah.
It's
and
okay.
I will wait. Do you know what is the Senate done counting votes?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we have zero power in like the Senate or
in the House. Is
House,
like overall it's Republican.
Yeah.
Has control.
I think we lost the judicial branch. I think we lost the House and the legislative, and presidency is gone. Old to Donnie J.
Fun.
Donnie J. So that's cool. Cool times.
Oh, amazing times to be a minority.
Big bet. Yep. Just God trying to figure out how you can adapt, He likes to show you adversity in all walks of life. So this is just a test.
A terrible
test. Terrible test, but test nonetheless.
Wait, people just are so dumb.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people are just so dumb.
Mm.
So pisses me off.
Oh, I agree. Preaching to the choir.
There's two girls that are in a sorority in my school that they like voted for Trump or like diehard Trumpies, and then their whole sorority like doesn't like them anymore, and then there's like this whole thing going on, and I'm just like, oh, how did y'all not know that they were?
Did they not give off that energy?
I guess not, but like now they like don't want to really associate with them.
Mm.
But then like that brings in like this whole other issue with like nationals. You can't just take somebody out because you don't agree with their. But then like the sorority was gonna put out like a statement or something, and then I was just like, oh, the girls are fighting.
It's gonna get messy.
And I'm here for it.
That's fair. That's facts. That's facts. Yeah, I was talking to my sister about it, and she said that one of her coworkers, like, I don't remember if it was like the husband or like the boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go vote," and then the dude was just like, "Yeah, I'm voting for Trump." And she was so shocked because she'd been dating this dude for like 4 years.
Yeah.
But like, he's always been Republican. And I was like, you've been dating this person for like 4 years, or like been married for 4 years, and you did not know.
Didn't know.
Like,
wait, married is crazy.
Yeah. I'm like, it's not like a guarantee that you can tell, but like, there's like after 4 years, there's got to be
There's
something.
Gotta be a little like,
there's got to be like,
you gotta raise an eyebrow once in a while.
Like even people who are like, like let's say like people like to talk about politics a lot, and you're just like, yeah, I don't really want to talk about it. Like even that, like
dead giveaway.
Yeah. Then you're like, okay, like you're telling me that there's a difference in opinion in the most like respectful way that you probably could.
Yeah.
But maybe love is blind, and she was just like,
hella blind.
Yeah, hell.
Blind and deaf.
Yeah. But I think now that he just like is outright just showing that he's Republican now.
So he was hiding it.
Yeah, I think that's the gist of the story.
He fully intended to get away with it.
Yeah. He was gonna be a closeted Republican until that last moment.
Closeted Republican.
And then it came out. But it is what it is.
That's crazy.
It is what it is. But honestly, for like people who live in like democratic places, like for the most part, even like laws and stuff or legislation that's like put out like nationwide, they usually just like leave it up to the states to kind of dictate how they want to go about things. And like for the most part, like as long as people vote like locally, like you're not gonna be completely fine, but like there's still things that like will back you unless you just completely fold and just do not vote again.
Yeah, like the only problem comes in when it's like, if like the new president wants to do something, then like make it a federal thing, then that gets like in the way of a lot of state stuff. Which like now they do have a lot of the power. Like 2 of the 3 so far confirmed. So like, they're like, we want a national abortion ban. Like having that as federal, I feel like would be very, very bad.
That's game over. Game over.
I'm like, these people are so dumb. They're like, what if we have a national vasectomy? No, they can't do that. The government can't control our bodies. I think y'all are silly.
That's right. There you go.
Y'all are silly.
Yeah. Anything else fun happening in your life?
Besides my favorite person in the world winning the presidency. No.
Fair enough. I don't know.
Did I ever tell you about this dude? I feel like I did. I don't remember what I say anymore.
I remember you telling me about some person you would like go to the library with, and then it would be like you, someone else, and like
yes,
yeah.
That person. Well, I don't know. We've just been hanging out, but I got no response all day yesterday, so I was like,
I'm done.
Huh?
Is it over? Is it?
It's not over, but like that just like it didn't piss me off because I was busy yesterday.
Mm.
The children.
Yesterday was like Memorial or Veterans Day. They were all just the little kids were just all holding flags and waving
really?
around. And I was like, wow, it's a little parade.
To be a child.
Be a child. No worries except for lunch, and dinner, and pooping.
Mm-hmm.
Truly a blessed living.
That's right.
I'll wait for that day when I become like 88 or 85. That's all I gotta do.
Just keep it there. 100. That's what you got on your exam. That's what you got on your exam.
88, 87?
No, I said 100.
100? Yeah, well, we'll see. If I get 100, bro, I'm gonna like drink myself to sleep. Like, like I'm gonna be so hyped. Like 100 on a midterm would like guarantee me to like.
Have you ever gotten 100 on a midterm?
No, I don't think I've ever gotten like every single question correct.
That's insane. I hate people that get 100.
Like in comp sci, like I'm pretty sure the highest I ever, cause like my professor, like a lot of my professors will always tell us like before they curve or whatever, they'll be like, you know, the highest grade was like 94, 96, 98, like never 100, and they'll be like the lowest one, like 31.
Yeah.
And I've been like that person like twice, and I'm like, damn, who's got the 31?
Who's
Like,
dumbass?
who's dumbass bringing down the grade, and then
Funny.
you know, and then they're just like, all right, I'm gonna curve, blah blah blah, and I'm like, whew. But yeah, hey, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone college level get like 100%.
Oh, literally.
Well, you go to CMU, like there's
like,
gotta be strap.
No,
Like,
I hate these kids. None of my classes have ever curved, but the one class that the professor, because for like biology and chemistry, none of the like that department doesn't curve. Like nobody curves. But like engineering, a lot of the classes they do curve some stuff. So I was taking physiology, but it was kind of like intended for biomedical engineers, like the way it was structured, not really for like pre-meds and stuff. So the professor was like, oh yeah, like I curve in this class, like, you know. So then like a curve is supposed to be like however the highest person the furthest from 100. These motherfuckers. Since there was also like extra bonus questions in the exams, people would like be scoring like plus 100 points, and I was like, why do you guys do this? Like, I need those points. I'm fighting for my life here.
There's no I in team, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, like every single, like I remember the first, because there was 4 exams. Yeah, like 3 and a final. So I remember the first one, I was like, okay, like I didn't do bad. I got like in the B range, like an 86. I was like, okay, like that's fine. But I was like, okay, like no curve, like, you know, like did somebody get like a 91 and everybody gets 9 points? So I'm like, is that a 90 something? And then no, somebody got 100. And then I'm like, okay, whatever. Then like second exam comes, and I'm like, okay, this one was harder. Somebody had to not get 100. Somebody got 100. I'm like, we gotta find this person and we have to sabotage them.
I literally just remember the first time I like did so terrible that like I cried. Like I left the
Real.
like whatchamacallit, the classroom, and just like I sat down on the steps and just cried out the building. I was like, bro, what am I doing?
Crying over a grade, I think, is a different type of pain.
Yeah. Well, like so like I think it was my first year. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to minor in something.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to do like comp sci medical or something. So one of the minors that you can do was neuroscience. And I was like, you know what? This seems like an interesting topic. So I take like the intro neuroscience course.
Yeah.
And like I'm going about it, trying to figure out, you know, everything. And like first exam, I don't do too hot. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Lesson learned, lesson earned. I'll do better the next time.
Yeah.
I like study my ad. Like I prioritize trying to like pass this next exam. Like I put it like the top of my list over everything else. I go in like I'm confident. I even finished like before like the exam is technically like over.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I'm good. I feel good about it. Next week rolls around. We have our classes, and then after classes, she's gonna hand out all the exams. Like I get it, and I think I got like a 57 or
That's
something.
not even bad.
It was either 47 or 57.
I feel like that's not bad at all.
But I
Well,
just
okay, 57 not bad. 47,
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
be upset about
yeah,
that
it
one.
was one of those two. It's probably the lower one, but
Yeah.
I just remember I
Because
picked
like
it
you're
up.
almost there to a 60, you know?
But like it just fucked with me so much because even answering the questions, I had such confidence in what I'm choosing.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's where the disappointment comes in because you thought you did well.
Yeah, I was like, and then I look back at it, and it's like, nah. Like she'll write like, you know, why things are wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the paper, but like she'll like put something out on like Canvas or whatever.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, here's the reason why, you know, these answers or this answer is correct, and these is why these ones are wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first I'm crying outside, then I go to my dorm, and then I'm looking at the answers, and then I'm crying again. And I'm like, fuck, dude, like, what am I doing? And then that was the moment I was like, yeah, probably no neuroscience. I can't do it.
What was it about? Like what?
Man, it's been like 5 years since that moment. I don't remember.
I blocked it out.
Yeah, sorry. Just for the sake of my mental, I blocked it out.
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you if I wanted to. But
Right.
I don't know.
I was gonna say, because I'm sure you've gotten like another 50 or another like 40 something. Because I feel like that's just college.
Yeah.
But you didn't feel like as bad because you probably knew you did bad.
Well, like since that very first one with neuroscience, like I already like mentally like prepare myself. My first disappointment essentially like sets me for like whatever happens, even if I'm confident or not. There's always a chance that like
You got like a 50.
like it's like
Yeah,
that. You know
I
what I'm
prepare
saying?
myself every time I check grades. Especially because this semester I thought I did well on an exam and I did absolutely terrible. I wasn't the lowest grade, but I was below the mean, and I'm usually like the average, which like is fine. Because
Yeah.
if it's like a 70, you know what? Like I'm not down and I'm not there. Nobody can really tell me anything. I'm right there. But no, for like another, I forgot what exam it was. I think like the first one, I did really bad. And I thought I did well, and that's where the heartbreak came in. And I was like, absolutely not. Can't do this.
Yeah, I just like I think as I've gotten older, I just grew up with like the mentality of like nothing's really guaranteed. Like even as a kid, I've always been like that, but it's like academia, life, you know, work, school, sports. Like, don't ever think that you're in the clear until like you see it.
Politics.
Like even when like when I graduated my undergrad, like I'd spent like 6-7 years like getting my undergrad, and like I remember meeting with my professors, like getting the grade. All my grades had like already been posted, or like posted, but not like the official posting. Like you get like your exam and it says like, you know, like I might have needed like a 65 to graduate, and like I get like a 73 or something, and like all the numbers like match what needs to be put out for me to graduate. But I'm like, until I see that like I walk the stage, I'm not gonna believe it. And then like even when I walk the stage, I'm like, even if I
There
don't
might have
get,
been a little hiccup.
I was
somewhere.
like, if they come back, because like even my like professor was like, yeah, one time like a girl like graduated like a year and a half ago, and then we realized that we fucked up, and she still needed to do like one class. And I was like, that seems like your problem. Like,
Yeah, that's not her problem anymore.
but
You can't take a degree back.
5-minute break while I get boba done. Boba something.
TTT.
TTT.
TTT. TP.
Yeah, I like still. I just kind of want like I was going to. I don't know where we left off in conversation, but back with the Tapioca talks thing, like
Tapioca talks.
I just like.
Tapioca Tuesdays.
I'd love to kind of have someone commission something to make it or whatever, but like for me,
Shirley.
well, like I'm like, can I expense it? But then like if I expense it, then like I guess technically she would own the property of it,
Yeah.
type of thing. And I just kind of want it to be its like own stand. Like I want it to be just be like circumstance that like I started it just because we were bored working in the mornings.
Because it was so busy in the morning.
Yeah, because we just get so many people.
Yeah.
But you know. Yeah, I was gonna do a thing where like I would chat GPT and like just sift through like whatever, like if I just gave it a prompt and like make a profile picture or whatever. But like I don't know, like I just feel like that's really like having come from like a background where like I wanted to do like game development, game industry stuff, and like seeing how many places just use like generative like AI to make like whatever. I'm like, yeah, I kind of feel for like the artists and people who like, are just like,
Mm-hmm.
they're out of luck. Like it's much easier, much more convenient just to be like, hey, make me a soccer ball with arms and legs and a cool catchphrase, and then
And
boom.
it'll do it.
Yeah, and it's like, here you go. Instead of
I'm
like,
like, I don't like this, change this,
and
and do
like,
that.
yeah, I don't really like how his arms are. Can you make it more cartoony and add a gloves and
There's like not even like 10 seconds.
yeah, and it's just like you
Wait,
see
that
the,
is scary.
you see the 3 little dots and then bloop, and then here you go.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm also like a terrible drawer, so like I would not trust
No, same.
anything. Like in my entire life I've drawn 2 things
No way.
that like
Oh, that you're proud of.
that I'm proud of. Yeah. I was
like, you really didn't.
no, I've
go to
definitely
elementary
I've
school?
definitely drawn a lot of things, but like they just look terrible. Like whether it be like a person, I don't know how to do like the anatomy of it, so like I just get bored. Just, I just draw stick figure people.
I mean, can you like? Because there's some people. Okay, for me, I don't have a good imagination. I can't like imagine something and put it down on paper. I'm like, I have a good imagination, just terrible execution of it.
Yeah.
But if I see something, I can like draw it very well. If I'm like just copying it, I can't like create something nice.
Well, like I feel like I've done the same thing, but I always feel like you said, it's just a copy of it. Like I didn't really like draw it. Like I was just like I looked at the outline and then I worked from there. You're like, but like there's like 2 pieces of like art or like drawings that I've done where I was like, I didn't really have a reference. Like I was just bored out of my mind.
Yeah, I feel like if I don't have a reference, I can't draw. If like, you tell me draw me an apple, like it's gonna be the ugliest apple you've ever seen.
I just remember, I think I was in like maybe 2nd or 3rd grade. I went to my mascot for my school was like a bird.
In 2nd grade,
Yeah.
you guys had a mascot.
Yeah, like the school mascot, like you know how like your school might have like a logo for it or whatever. I don't know if they had it in like New York, but
Well, no, I think we started having a mascot in middle school.
oh. Well, like my like elementary middle school was like a combined thing, so
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it was
okay,
like
that makes
it was
sense
like
then.
kindergarten to 8th grade.
Yeah.
So
Wait, to 8th grade? Oh yeah, it is
yeah.
8th grade.
So I remember I think I drew like a cardinal bird,
Mm-hmm.
and like it was like the dopest thing a 2nd-year-old could ever do.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it would hold up to anything I've ever drawn. So far. But
2nd grade.
I cannot for the life of me recreate it and or find it. Well, it's probably like gone at this point. Like I never, I was never the person, or my parents were never the people who like kept old like homework things. Like I think at most like I might have kept like 2 years prior. Bless you. Like keep like 2 years prior of like stuff, but then like you just end up like cleaning it and throwing it away.
Oh, so you're not a hoarder at all.
Well, like my parents are, but
Uh-huh.
having seen them be like that,
You're
I'm
like-
like I'm not.
No, absolutely not.
Like my sister will like say like like me and my sister I think have like the same like personality in terms of like trying to right the wrongs when we were growing up, but like she's definitely also like a hoarder.
She's definitely what?
She's definitely also like a hoarder, but it's like instead of like hoarding like I
It's
don't
like
know.
in an organized way.
I don't know if I'd say it's like organized way, but like she definitely likes like figurines, like gotcha stuff. And it's like, yes, it might not be, old I don't know, like middle school trophies or something,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, 37 plushies that you definitely don't you
So
know
she like trinkets and like.
yeah, trinkets and stuff, and it's like, and like, half of them aren't even like displayed. It's just like in a box somewhere or like, stuffed somewhere. And I'm like,
Okay. I never understood that.
like I don't know, like I can't really even tell if there's like sentimental value in some of those. I know there's like definitely half of them do not. Like it's just like something that you got and you were just like, yo, cool. Like I
Or
got
like, what are those little thingies called? They're like green,
the pop. Oh, the
but they're like a surprise.
Schmeeskis or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. Like I got one, and I can see that becoming like a little addiction.
Mm.
But like some people, like one of my friends, she buys like so many little trinkets, and she does the same thing. She doesn't put them out. She doesn't display. She just buys them and they're put away. So I'm like, what's the point? I feel like if I was to buy something, it's because it's gonna be displayed
That's
or
fine.
like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Like when I was like a little kid, uh, do you know what Neopets are?
Which ones?
Neopets?
Pets?
Yeah, Neopets.
I don't think
Neopets.
so.
So Neopets was like, you know what Club Penguin is?
Yeah.
So Neopets was like a like toy line that was alongside like an online game. Like you know how
Mm-hmm.
Club Penguin had like the website plus Disney or whatever, but they didn't really have like plushies or like toys or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Neopets was kind of like that, where they had like an online game, but their main focus was like selling you these like figurines or like these plushies or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved them because they were just like animals. They were like dragons, like
So they're stuffed animals.
pretty much, yeah. But like I would love to like play like I'd like fighting with them and stuff. Like they were like my like action figures.
Yeah, and they're like a lot of stuffed animals.
But then like I just remember like at one point like anything that my sister wouldn't like use anymore, like I would just use it as an
As
action
like
figure.
part, like
Yeah.
today's special guest.
Like I would
Is
be like,
this-
I'd be like, oh shit, from Barbie universe, like and I'm like, but like I would just always use the things up until the point that like they're like trashed. Like you had to throw them away. So like for me, it's like I knew when something was like
It's time to throw it
time to
out.
throw away. Like I never had like that the idea of like maybe I'll repair it one day, or like it might be like a collectible that like you can sell on eBay for whatever blah blah blah. Like I've
Yeah.
never had like the mentality to either one hoard so much stuff, or like two that like I see like a hella potential for it to be like expensive. Like people who like collect like Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Like growing up, like I thought like Pokemon cards were cool just because of like the art, not necessarily like like oh
Cards
like the
meant-
rarity, like like
Yeah.
oh this is gonna like there's only like 100 made of this single thing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even like understand how to
I
play
still
the
don't
card.
understand Pokemon.
Like I used to take the card and put it against the action figure.
Uh-huh.
It would just be like a piece of paper, and I'm like, use Thunderbolt, like, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. This is pure entertainment. So yeah,
Do you want to know something fucking crazy that I totally forgot? And you unlocked it when you said that you would play with the stuffed animals and your sister's things.
Mm.
My parents had had different perfumes,
Mm.
but they were like very cool perfumes. Like they had like very cool shapes, and like one was blue and one was pink.
Yeah.
Because like like men and women's perfumes, like especially like back then, they were just more like interesting to look at and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like Barbies and like all these other toys. But for some reason, every time I went to my mom's like dresser, since like all the perfumes would be laid out there, I was fully like a 7-8-year-old playing with perfumes, pretending they were like people.
I just hey man, sometimes
Instead of playing with Barbies. And my mom does not let it go. Like sometimes when I like do something, she's like she tells me like shut up. She's like used to play perfumes.
hey man,
But listen, creativity.
that's what I'm saying. Like people who just kind of like see everything at like face value, like expand your mindset a little bit.
Exactly.
Like
Like that's crazy to think about. Like a kid, like I feel like I would be concerned if I was my mom. Like your child has full on toys,
oh no, 100%.
and she grabs with like, "Hey, how are you?" Like
I
just
definitely,
like,
if I could like if I could like go back in time and like just watch over myself at like any
Bro,
type
I
of,
would be scared.
I would like, well, for one, I'd be scared, but like two, it's like I just remember very fond memories of it, but then like not like thinking back and realizing how I've acted as like a kid, I'm like, I definitely would be like concerned for my kid. Like, yes, you're being very like creative and everything, but if I like saw it at face value, I'd be like, should I put him in like a class or something? Like, should I like get him like therapy or
Should he go on the little bus?
yeah, like is he I'm gonna be on the short bus? Like,
Wait, no, actually, I think
Yeah.
so too. Like the shit I would do as a kid. Perfume's one of them.
Mm.
There's definitely a lot more. Oh, I don't know. I was just a weird kid.
I was also obsessed with like cardboard. Like I loved because like you could make anything with it. So I'd make like little like action figures out of it.
You said cardboard.
Like I'd be obsessed with like cardboard because I was like, because like I don't know, like for me,
Like, what do you mean obsessed?
like if I like let's say I go to like the Asian market or whatever with my parents and like
Like, pick out a snack. No, I want cardboard.
well I'd pick out the snack, but like like we would get like they wouldn't use like paper bags, they'd reuse like if they brought in produce, like they come in like boxes or whatever, so like we'd have like 3 or 4 boxes that we'd have to bring
Like,
home.
this is the best day of my
I'd be
life.
like more building material, I could make so much more stuff.
Okay, but that makes sense. Like for in building wise, yeah. I thought you meant like obsessed. Like
No, I'd get hyped. Like I'd really like I'd be like, like the weekend is for like grocery or whatever. And like I'd be sad if we went to like, a Giant Eagle and they only gave me like plastic bags. But like, we go to the Asian market, they give us cardboard. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. But then my parents would hate it because like, I'm tearing up like, making a mess. But it was just honing in on my creativity,
That's funny.
Instead of like, I was like, if anything, I was like, this is more cost
That,
effective.
I think that's a very unique experience.
I was like, if anything, I'm not asking you to buy me like, a $30, $40 like action figure or whatever. I just want some tape and like cardboard and like I'm set. So yeah, if I ever have a kid that was exactly like me, I'm gonna try and remember how I grew up, just to be like, you know what, he'll be just all right, but maybe
There's a very fine line between I should be concerning the
there's
contested.
there's definitely like a
and you're okay.
threshold that like I almost got to. Where it would have been like irreversible. Like I would have gone into like some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Hello.
That's my sister.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, where we leave off at? My obsession
Getting
with
your
cardboard.
child tested.
Yeah. Yeah, if I ever see my kid just like playing with cardboard or whatever, I'll try to remember how I grew up and just be like, he'll grow up just fine.
I feel like there's just a very fine line between like my kid might actually have an issue and my kid is just being a kid.
I think growing up I did have an issue, but then it just like, circumstances shifted me out of it just because.
Like what issues?
Well, like when we grew up, like I never really got like the, I guess, stimulation of like being around kids for like sports and stuff like that, because growing up, my family like had like a convenience store at the mall. So like right after school or whatever, we just go to the mall and like, we'd like have times where like we would be able to like interact with kids.
You ran that store.
Yeah. So like, that store plus like we would sometimes go to like the playground or whatever to, interact with kids and just like, burn off energy or whatever. But, that's such a like unusual like way for you to kind of grow up that like.
How was your personal statement? I feel like that personal statement would have eaten.
Wait, what?
Like your college personal statement?
I mean, that's how I got into college in the first place, I think I definitely reference it as like how I grew up and whatnot. So, I'm a spiritual lyrical miracle. Like, it works out that way. But then I don't know, like, cause like even like, for example, like Shirley talks about how like, her growing up, her family used to like run restaurants. and like
Her family what?
her family used to run restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you ever seen those memes where it's like a 7-year-old Asian girl at the, like the
Taking your order,
yeah,
you
taking
know
your
that shit's gonna be
like,
good.
like I'm pretty sure she's gone through like the same thing. So like I just feel like I had like an abbreviated version of that. Like it might have not been a restaurant, it was a convenience store, and it might have not been at like, a restaurant on like a regular street. It was like in a mall.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's
Here
like
in Pittsburgh?
yeah,
What mall?
Ross Park Mall.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This was way back in the day. Before like hella bougie like Ross Park Mall used to not be like a bougie mall, like with like like Gucci or whatever. Like it used to just be kind of like a, if you can pay rent, sure, have a spot in the mall.
Yeah.
But then I think they got bought out by like a bigger like whatever those like businesses that like run malls, whatever. And those people, I think it's called like Simon Mall or something, or like Simon Management or something like that. So once they got a hold of it, it was over. They didn't really want like obscure or just like random stores in the mall. They kind of wanted to have it to
like name brand.
like a luxury bougie identity, So
That's crazy.
and we
That's
were out.
really fucking crazy.
We were out. And then I think by like we were kicked out by like second when I was in like second grade or whatever. And then
Because rent is like high.
yeah, well definitely now. Like it was probably like high-ish or maybe not, whatever. Like
unless you're like a big store, then
yeah. Like, selling whatever, like a 3-piece suit versus like, a granola bar and a Pepsi.
Yeah.
Like, your margins are probably gonna not be as equal. But I don't know. That was fun. But yeah, like transferring from that to like I guess like home plus like trying to just be like a regular kid in school, like my mentality never really like changed until like I was in like 5th grade or 4th grade. Like I was just a really weird kid. Like I remember like I would even like do the same thing like with pencils.
With what?
Pencils?
Wait, like I think that one you're not. I think like I fully remember watching people play with pencils.
Well, I just remember always getting like yelled at. Like Michael's pay attention. I'm like, oh. Like I'd make like a little
Wait, they're fighting.
like I'm either having them fight or like I'm drawing out like a racetrack course with the pencils, and like I'd use like the ones that are like really shaven down to like be cars. But I think the weird thing is I probably was making like the car noises. I'm like,
wait, no, I feel like that's fine because my brother does that. My brother,
he might need to get checked.
because he like draws stuff on paper, right?
Bye.
He draws stuff on paper, and then it's like, oh, press this button to start, and then like on another paper, it's something else, and then like something else.
I've done that, yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know, maybe that's like not that weird.
Well, that one is kind of like a step towards like how people do like prototyping, like for a game or even like.
No way, you just twisted into prototyping. It's funny, but it's true. It's true.
Like, cause like I've done that. Like even when I was like in high school or whatever, like I would.
He's just prototyping. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just prototyping.
He's just too far ahead. And
he's got big brain motives. We just don't know about it yet. So
yeah, because the first here, and then like the next paper is like this, and then the next paper is like something else, and then it's just funny.
I've definitely done that a couple times. So
or like a track too. Like he fully has train tracks and like a bunch of other like blocks that you can make tracks on. But he'll take paper and draw a track, and then like stuff go through that track. Which I'm like. That's like my mom and I were always like pissed at him because we would get him stuff and then he doesn't use them. And he just starts like, and he runs through paper. He hates the environment. Like he actually hates it. He'll be like, oh, I don't like it. And then like crumble the paper up and then like draw something else and then like.
I don't know if I was like that for paper just because like I was just terrible at drawing. Like even if I was like, yo, like, you know how like, for example, you ever played the game where it's like there's like 2 water sources, and then like as the water's flowing, you have pipes, and you're supposed to like line them together to fit into the other.
I think I vaguely remember.
Like I would do that with paper where, like, you know, if I needed like a street road, like I'd just draw it out. But I was just so bad at drawing that it looks so like terrible to me. So
Janky ass road.
I'm just like, I'm like, even though I'm literally using like a Barbie to fight like a Neopet doll, like I'm like, this doesn't fit the aesthetic. Like, I just get rid of it, get rid of it. So I kind of get it, but definitely for like the things where, like, you know, he's drawing like start menus and he's making all that other stuff. I
no,
definitely,
literally,
yeah,
he
I've done
does. He has like a thingy, and then it's like start, and then he like draws arrows. He's like press here, and I'm like this. Wait, that's so funny that you said prototype because I had never thought about that.
That's what I'm saying. Look, all right, I'm with your brother on this one. I'm with your...
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, this kid needs to be good at something from the start.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta get you coding now.
Honestly, yeah, literally, like, you know, harness the energy. Like, if my parents were just like, yo, like, here's a laptop, like, I would have been like crazy good programmer.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I wish my parents would like crank me out on something. Because like I'm terrible at math, I'm decent at science. I'm like, I don't really have something that I'm like really, really good at.
Yeah.
So like, what did I just read?
Yeah, I don't really know, like even though like I'm still doing like comp sci and whatever, like even now, like my one priority is obviously like, yeah, just make sure like the job you get pays for everything, you know?
Yeah.
Make sure everything that you've done is worth it to this point. But like,
But also you have to enjoy it.
yeah. Well, like I just don't like, I feel like I might also hit the, like, I don't know if Shirley ever told you how like she came about like
Yeah, I think she was in like tech. No, in
corporate.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, I think
She's
whenever,
like, I'm done.
yeah, whenever like COVID hit,
Yeah.
she was just like, yo, this is like not worth it. And then she kind of switched to like, you know, running business or whatever. And I'm like, honestly, I might even, you know, like 2-3 years of like corporate, I might get burnt out or just be like, yeah, this is not it. Like, I'll still tough it out for at minimum like a year, just cause like spent so many years just to get to that point, whether I like it or not, I still want to experience it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might just like be like, fuck it, let me just own a restaurant. Or one of the other things was like, I might just become like a brother for like the church.
I remember you saying
Yeah, just go study. Just
Bro,
go study.
let that go.
Yeah. Well, you don't think I'm religious, bro? Come on now.
Are you religious?
I used to be like hella religious, but then
Like you would follow it to like a T?
I was hella religious. Other than like the people who like just love to read the Bible type of like.
So you like to read the Bible? Or you like to?
I was like that for a little bit, but then, you know, I think once I got into high school, like I was in Catholic school up until high school. And then as I was like not really attached to like church or anything religious, like slowly kind of just weaned off up until like it really wasn't just a part of my life at all.
Yeah.
But you know, I think growing up, I definitely needed like it, because I would have been like, I think that's like religion was literally one of the things that kept me from going like, you know, when you're on that cusp of like going into like the short bus status, like,
Yeah.
if I didn't have religion, I would have gone.
100%. Me
So.
too. I agree.
So I can, you know, for all its faults, I
Were
definitely,
your parents Catholic?
yeah.
Like very strict Catholic or
Like what?
like strict Catholic? Like followed it? Because yeah, like I know some people that are like I'm Catholic, but like only like on the holidays. Like they'll just go to mass like.
I don't know, like I'm barely,
like Easter.
I barely even do that. Growing up, yes, like both of them were like hella Catholic. Like I couldn't even say like one was more than the other. Like they were just both hella like religious.
Yeah.
Oh damn, camera died. But yeah, I don't know. Like I remember going to church. Like for me, this is like a weird thing to think about, but like I kind of like it when the church is kind of like culty, you know?
Hot take. But hear me out.
like when I went to last year for the summer, I was working with my homie for like a movie.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends we would go to a church And it was like a modern church. It was like I don't know what, you know, discipline of it
Yeah.
is, like, you know, Roman
Mhm.
Catholic or whatever, but it's definitely some type of like modern thing where, like, you know, people don't really get dressed up, like, you know,
Mhm.
like communion and everything served in like plastic little cups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was just such a weird like change from like what I was used to.
Yeah.
That
Okay, I think I know what you're trying to say.
yeah,
Yeah.
that like it never really like, I guess it kind of felt more like a community, which is cool, but like I was really invested when, like, you know,
There was like a disconnect between like the spirituality and
yeah,
respect of it.
yeah. Like
And
it literally just felt like I was going to like a potluck every Sunday,
yeah.
and they talk about God versus like, you know, you actually like worshiping or like, you know,
Yeah.
learning about God type of thing.
Yeah.
And I think as a kid and kind of now, like I'd much rather prefer that experience versus like
Strict.
like
Or like
I prefer the stricter version versus like
okay.
the more like hip, like
Mhm.
they're playing drums, guitar, and like, you know,
Yeah.
praising God type stuff. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. The
Yeah.
culty vibe was like, it's definitely more scary to me if I ever like go to church randomly just for like a one-off thing, because I'm so not like ingrained in like that community anymore.
Yeah.
But like if I were to get back into it, I'd probably still go
Yeah.
to like the
No,
culty
I
vibe.
agree. I think like for me, because my mom was really, really strict
Mm.
growing up to the point of like, well, like Seventh Day Adventists, basically the denomination
Mm.
is kind of like Judaism in terms of once it's Friday sunset, then it's Shabbat. So like Saturday is like the holy day. So like we fully could not watch TV after sunset. Couldn't buy anything. Couldn't like do anything. Couldn't like watch like movies or like anything that wasn't related to like God.
Mhm.
So I had like a pretty like I wouldn't say strict, but like it like to me it didn't feel strict because I was just like normal. I was
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, it's Friday.
Like,
Like, I can't watch my show anymore.
Like, God, I should
And then
have
it's
caught
like
up
just
before
itching
then.
for it to be like sundown on Saturday so we can like buy something or like watch TV. But oh yeah, but like I've seen other like Christian church like because when we went to church we had to like be in like full on dresses and like heels and this like nobody showed up in jeans or anything. But who was I with? I forgot who I was with, but my friend, like they wore like jeans if they wanted to, or like it kind of just like a day to day. Like you couldn't really tell that they were going to church.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I get that idea of like, yeah, like everybody's welcome. But I feel like if you have like a dress or something, then like just because of the way I was brought up to like I feel like it's kind of more of a respect thing to like
Yeah.
get ready and like not be in your day to day.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
I see
it's-
the other side too. Like it's about like being yourself and being like comfortable and being like. But I feel like the way I was brought up was like no, like you have to like
yeah,
you're
like
presenting yourself in front of like
yeah, like when you walk into the like, you know, the Church of God, like you are
It's like-
you're like you're
yeah.
showing God.
it's like a
you.
respect thing.
Yeah.
So like I get that part. I get
Yeah.
that part. Like even like just like the attire people choose to wear. Because I get like you don't have a dress, or you don't have a suit, but like if you have it and you're choosing not to wear it,
Yeah.
then that's like a separate thing. So I'm like I think it depends on like intention. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna change the battery for that camera real quick.
What the?
You know, on a side note about the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
I was really trying to figure out a way that like, because like I'm very terrible about like making, you know, documents like pre-production documents where like you'd have like a set list of topics, like you would talk about things, yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was trying to think of a thing where like, I don't know, like one of my ideas was like, you know, once we get like 10 customers, like I'd have a counter. Once we get to 10 customers, like the podcast ends at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Just so like, you know, there'd be like continuity in terms of like how or like we shot things. But like seeing today, we literally have like 2. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that concept wouldn't really work.
Yeah.
And like,
or like how to close off each thing.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't know. This whole podcasting thing is
You're learning as you go.
Yeah, pretty much. But there's definitely like, I definitely want to do a thing where like, I forget when Shirley's leaving, next week or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she goes, like whoever I'm working with, even if it's like night or like day, like I'm just gonna mic somebody up and just, because I think that week is like the one week where like I'm not either working with like you or Kiana, so like, you know, have a conversation with everybody, you know, see how it goes. And if it's terrible, I just won't post it, you know? Or if it's really terrible, I will post it. So
that's funny.
But yeah, but honestly, like most of the people that like even Celine, like I've never like worked with Celine like a shift, but like yesterday, like she came in maybe like 30 or 20 minutes earlier than like I was supposed to leave at like 4:45 and she came in like 4:30 or whatever. And like me, her, and Shirley were talking for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, cool talking with her. So like, I was like,
mic her up.
I was like, you guys just be ready. If I just come in with like if you see a camera on this little seal, like window seal thing, just know I'm gonna mic somebody up. Just so, but yeah, I really don't think. I think the only people that I've never really had a conversation with are Delani, Emily, and Regina.
I don't know who Regina is.
I vaguely saw her one day, and I don't even remember what she looks like. I just remember she was kind of short, and that was it. And then Delani and Emily, I remember seeing them during like maybe soft opening or like grand opening, but like very like briefly. And then everybody else, like I've at least like worked a little bit with them and like have talked with them to the point that I'm like, all right, you're cool. Here you go. Here you go. Look, man, all right.
Because you work how many days a week?
4.
Oh, yeah, so.
Yeah. But like Monday, I work with literally nobody.
That's crazy, really?
It's literally just me.
Is it busy at all?
Yesterday was kind of busy. Like we got 10 customers within like just opening. And
so you were doing all the drinks?
Well, Shirley came to help just because like she usually checks in when I like open the store just to make sure everything's okay. But then like she saw like people were coming in. She's like, all right, I'll help you until it dies down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like busy for like 30 minutes and then it just died off until like 2 something. And then from like 2, it was like kind of on and off, like people coming in and out. But I don't know, like that's kind of why I wanted the concept to be either like once we kind of get busy, like the podcast stops with like the, you know, the set amount of like people coming in.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like even though like I know people can have like kind of like a cohesive conversation when like, you know, we're working or whatever, I just feel like, you know,
like your brain's too scattered.
Yeah. Like I don't want to jeopardize us fucking up drinks versus just like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So
it's like, oh, instead of this, they said no boba, and you put. Like,
and I'm just like, oh.
And you're like, oh, and you're stealing it.
So, yeah.
There's like this Latin party going on Friday.
There's a what?
There's like a Latin party going on Friday.
Oh, Latin party. I was like, what's Lagi?
But like somebody just they're like, oh, are you going? I'm like, I have a problem with that Friday. And then somebody else was like, oh, like, do you think it's gonna be fun? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't want to be the one, because like my friends are the ones hosting it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna be like, no, it's not gonna be fun, or like, I don't know. But I'm like, I'm not gonna hype something up and then they don't like it. So then I'm
yeah,
like,
that's true.
I'm just gonna not respond. I'm just gonna be like, they usually are.
My thing with parties is like, it's not usually like who hosted or whatever. It's like
who are you going with?
It's like I just need like one or two individuals. Like if I know they're there, like
yeah.
I like have friends where like we could literally just be doing like the most randomest thing. Like regardless if we're at Walmart or like at a party, whatever, like we can make the most out of
Yeah.
the situation. And like that's the people that I'm like, please go. Like
Yeah.
you will be able to make nothing into something.
Because my friend, she's Egyptian, but she like told me, she's like, oh, can I be your plus one for it? And I was like, wait, like I don't know if I'm going.
You're like, hold on,
So,
hold
I know
on.
that people are showing interest in going, but everybody's kind of like on the fence about it. And like, I'm just like, I have a problem set due Friday. I haven't handed in my lab report, and like, I took an exam Monday that I know I did so bad. So I'm like, do I even deserve to go out? I don't deserve that happiness. Like I'm
fair.
punishing myself.
That's fair.
And I'm like, I don't know, because I'm like, I don't know. I just want to lay in bed.
That's fair. That's fair. Some days you just want to just rot at home.
Was this close to like, should I call out today?
Damn.
Because I woke up late and I was like, I have like 10 minutes to get ready. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna run.
It was like 11:20 something, and I was like, damn, I just set up all these cameras for nothing. I was fully just gonna be like, all right, I guess I'm just talking with myself for like 2 hours. But you know what? I'm glad you came.
Chase that bag.
Yeah. Big facts.
Literally, I almost had to chase that bag because I'm like, if this bus crash, like it's clipped.
You're like, well, sorry, Shirley. Something came up.
Wait, no, after yesterday, I was so tired. So I'm like, I'm just gonna.
You're like, yeah, I just need a rot somewhere.
I just need a bed rot for like a good like day and a half, I think, and then I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah, you can't afford the time.
I can't catch a break. I'm so tired of this. Cause like even Thanksgiving break, I told Shirley, I was like, I can work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Did I say Friday? I don't remember if I said Friday. But I was like, I can work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'm like, then I can like rot in bed from like 6 to like 12. It's like full 6 hours and then go to sleep. Like that's my whole Thanksgiving break plan.
That's fair.
Like,
you're not going home?
No. I was like, I opt out of that disaster this year.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I kind of like Thanksgiving, but like not Thanksgiving. Like I like Friendsgiving. Like Friendsgiving has become more like of a holiday
Your
for
chosen
me.
family.
Yeah. Like Thanksgiving for me is like rarely been like a big like family get together type thing. Christmas obviously is more of that thing for us, but like Thanksgiving, like it's just usually like immediate family, and like we just cook food for the sake of cooking food. We don't really watch like parade. We don't really do anything. It's just kind of like a whatever holiday for us.
Yeah.
But then like this week or this year, like my homie usually hosts like a Friendsgiving, and there's like 25 of us, but he doesn't want to host this year. And I was like,
So who's hosting?
no one is. We're not doing one.
Oh.
And I was kind of bummed, but I was like, you know what? Yeah, my homie.
Why
like,
does he want to host? Why doesn't he want to host?
He just doesn't feel like it. You know, I think he's in a bit of a rut. So
that makes sense.
I'm like, you know what? That's valid. So,
yeah. Nobody else has wanted to host. Nobody else stepped up.
Well, I don't think anyone else has like a space to hold like 20 some people. And then also just like, yeah, like not like other than like 2 other homies, none of my homies cook. So like they're not going to be the type.
Yeah. I remember like 2 years ago, my uncle just got pissed at like his brothers, like my dad and like my uncle. So he's like, fuck y'all, I'm not cooking for Thanksgiving. So ever since then, it's kind of just been like, well, not since then, but like he would cook growing up. Because I feel like Christmas was more of a chill thing for us. Thanksgiving was like, but it was just like he cooked and then everybody went to eat.
Yeah.
So he was like, fuck this, I'm not doing it again.